The movie begins in Norway, where we see an old man who starts his tractor. But it didn't start because someone had damaged his tractor, cut the wiring, and damaged the truck very badly. But the old man got very angry. He shouted and said that today I will kill you all, because he knew who could have done this. He took the petrol and went to the barn, that is, a place like a warehouse, where the petrol splashes everywhere, because he was going to set fire to this place. But we notice that there was someone in the barn who tries to kill him because he has a narrow escape from being trapped. That is, this trap was set up to catch him. Seeing this, the man understood that there is a lot of danger here, and if I do something to them, they will kill me. It would be better if I run away from here. Thinking this, he ran away from there, but we see that a terrible creature chases him while roaring. The man was still trying to save his life, but then a burning tire comes and collides with him, which must have been thrown by the same creature. As soon as the tire hits him, he catches fire and burns completely. And this is how the old man dies. Then we see the time after a year in the story. We were shown a family in which the man's name was Bill, his wife and 2 children, a boy and a girl. Bill used to live in America, but his childhood was spent with his uncle in Norway. Now he got a good job here in Norway, so he was shifting to Norway with his family. Now Bill was very happy because he had inherited his uncle's farmhouse. And he was happy, but he also wanted to see his family happy. But his children were not so happy because they were not able to bear the cold here. Now when they reached that house, Bill, his son, and his wife were very happy. They liked the house very much, but Bill's daughter looked a little sad because she was missing her old home and friends. Now Bill's son Lucas sees the whole house. He also went to the barn with his parents. Now both husband and wife wanted to make the barn a place of enjoyment for those who came to visit here. Said it like this. But the condition of the barn was very bad, but they still decided that they would do something. Bill was happy with the fact that this place is quite good to start a new one. But more than that, his wife was worried that her children would make new friends here so that they can also be happy, not worried or feel alone. Now when Lucas was alone in the barn, he heard a voice. As soon as he went to check, he saw something there which made him nervous. He was not able to understand what that thing was. He comes to his parents and tries to tell them that there is something in the barn. Means there is something in the barn. But obviously his parents were not going to believe him. His mother avoids saying that it is either a rat or a stick, because it is an old place, so it is normal to hear such noises. At night, Lucas looks towards the barn from where he sees 2 shining eyes inside the door of the barn, which were looking at him. Now this thing was very scary for him, so he goes to his bed and sleeps quietly. The next day, Bill took them out for an outing. They came to the town where people were looking at them with strange eyes. Its reason could be the death of his uncle. Means these people know how he died. Now when Lucas was walking outside, he saw a strange statue, whose head had a hat. Like Santa, Lucas was looking at him very carefully. Suddenly a boy came to him, whose name is Sam. Lucas asks Sam about this statue. Who is he? What is he? Sam says that these are the elves living in the barn. Elves are actually very old creatures. Their faces look like humans to a large extent, but their ears are very big. Now it is obvious that these were ancient creatures, so Lucas was surprised to hear about them. He says that these elves exist, or they just live in stories. Sam says that they really exist. Lucas asked if they can harm humans. Sam says that if you live well with them, then they will also be very good with you. They will even protect you, help you in everything. But if someone bothers them, like what they don't like, then they get so angry at that person that they can go to any extent to get rid of those people, even if they have to kill them. Now let me tell you what they don't like. Now, like they are very old creatures. They don't like changes, like high technology and modern time, because of which they hate lights and noise. If something like this happens here, the elves get angry. Now they were talking that this is where Lucas's mom comes to pick him up. She asks Sam if my son has bothered you. In response, he says that not at all. In fact, I liked talking to your son, because very few people come to this place. Now Sam felt that he had come here to take a vacation, but when Lucas's mom says that we have shifted here, we have come to stay. So listening to this, Sam's attitude changes, because maybe the people here know the secret of their house, that there is really something there. Now Lucas was not sleeping at night, so he goes to check the barn with the torch, where he saw an old elf seeing, which he was also very surprised, but then he moves on. The old elf was also hiding earlier, but seeing Lucas coming close, he also came in front. Lucas gives him a cookie to eat, which the elf also eats deliciously. Then Lucas tells him his name and says that the people living in this house are my family, so there can be no danger here. My family is very good. You are absolutely safe in this place. Now, as soon as Lucas went ahead to give him another cookie, then the torchlight went off from his hand. Because of the light, the elf runs away from there in fear. There, Lucas's sister is very sad because she was missing her friend and the old house a lot. She tells this to her mom. Her mom explains that it was your dad's wish to come to this house, and with time, everything will be fine. You should not hurt your dad by behaving like this. Look at me too. I am also not so happy to come to this house. But with time, we will adjust here. Now Bill's wife talks to him. She says that why don't we have a party in the barn? When people come, our children will be in a good mood, and they will get a chance to make new friends. We will also become acquaintances with people, for which Bill agrees. After this, he went out so that the snow in front of the house can be cleaned. But he sees that this work has already been done by someone. He was very surprised to see this. He also tells this to his wife. She says that maybe this is a part of the service here. Anyway, these people get very happy, but we know, and Lucas himself, that this work is not of anyone else, but of that elf, because Lucas had given him food. So in return, the elf helped him like this. Moreover, the next day when Bill was cutting wood, so he was having a lot of trouble, but the next day when he came back to that place, so the elf cut all his wood. In the evening, the elf came to Lucas in his room, who actually came to give him cookies. Lucas also gives him the cookies, and in this way, they become friends. Christmas preparations were also going on at home. Bill calls them out of the house. When everyone comes, they see that Bill has decorated the whole house with lights. There was an elf in the house till now, and now, as soon as Bill turns on the light, the whole house shines. With its light, the elf gets upset. Lucas also got angry by giving so much light. He says that stop all this right now, because the elf doesn't like this. Bill asks, which elf? On this, Lucas's mom says that he was actually told about the elf by Sam, the man of this town, which he thinks is true, and now he thinks that there is an elf here. The next day when Bill came out, so he sees that someone has ruined all the decorations of the house, which hurt Bill a lot. But we know that this is the work of the elf, because they troubled him, but they still don't know about the elf. But still, they call Sheriff, who says that there is nothing to be afraid of. This place is completely safe. Maybe this is the work of the kids, on which Bill and his wife also agree. Anyway, now both husband and wife started preparing for the party in the barn, but when both went to the barn, then the elf drops a heavy thing on the elf Bill, but at the right time, his wife saves Bill. But this thing was also seen by Lucas, that the elf has tried to harm my dad. That's why he gets upset with the elf. As soon as the party started at night, all the guests come. Now everything else was fine, but the people here used to speak very little, but then everyone started eating and partying. They enjoy a lot by playing music. Now everyone was happy except for Lucas, because he knew that the elf would be angry with all this. And really the elf was going crazy with anger. He was secretly watching them. Lucas's sister also got a new friend, who makes her drink alcohol by mistake, which made her vomit, and that too on the elf's face, which makes him go crazy in that much anger. Anyway, now Lucas turns off the music and tells everyone to leave, saying that the elf doesn't like the noise. He is going crazy with anger. Now they leave from there and don't even pay attention to the elf thing. But Sam was also in this party. He talks to Lucas, says that the day I told you about the elf, did you believe everything? There is nothing like an elf. Now he knew that the elves exist, but he was hiding it from Lucas, because he was a kid. So don't worry. But Lucas says that the elves exist. An elf is also in our barn. I have seen him myself, and he is my friend. But at this time, he is angry with us, because we did everything that he didn't like. On this, Sam says that if this is the case, then you should make porridge for the elf on Christmas Day, because they like porridge a lot. This will be a kind of forgiveness from your side. And on Christmas evening, there is a chance to be friends between humans and elves. Now the elf entered their house, who keeps breaking things in the house. When he heard the noise and came to check the barn, then the elf pushed him from behind and dropped him in the basement. He was going to attack his wife too. But seeing this, Lucas turns on the light, because of which the elf runs away from there. Seeing the condition of the house, both husband and wife are very upset, and they call the sheriff again. But this time too, she doesn't take any action. In fact, she tells them that it is possible that the door of the house was open and some animal has entered inside. And he did all this. Sheriff leaves from there, but Bill's wife gets very upset, but Bill relaxes her. Because he wanted his family to be happy here, he tells her not to pay much attention to these things. He hoped that one day his family would also get used to living here. The next day, Lucas happily makes porridge for the elf, and he puts it in the fridge so that he can give it to the elf. But the next morning, he saw that Bill ate that porridge. Seeing this, Lucas got very upset, but he doesn't give up, and he cuts fish for the elf and takes it to the barn. But he didn't know that the elf doesn't like fish, because of which he gets even more angry. Now Lucas had gone from there, and the elf took the hammer in anger and started going towards his house so that he can kill that family. Now Bill's friend comes here. Seeing this, the elf comes back to the barn and starts hitting the wall of the barn with a hammer. Bill's friend also thinks of him as Lucas and starts following him. He calls him, but he was just hitting with a hammer. He doesn't listen to him, because of which a piece of ice crosses Bill's friend's head, because of which he dies. Now Bill was waiting for his friend for a long time, but because he didn't come, Bill goes out himself. Now he sees his friend's stuff lying there, but he didn't have a friend. Bill started looking for him. Following the footprints, he came near the barn, where he finds his friend's dead body. Seeing this, Bill gets scared, and he understood that there is definitely some danger here. That's why he ran inside the house. He tells his family that we have to get out of here immediately. I think there is some problem. They come in the car quickly and sit, but the car doesn't start. Because the elf had ruined their car, and then the elf attacks them. He starts breaking the glass in front of their car with a hammer. Lucas immediately says, "Papa, turn on the car's lights," because of which the elf will run away from here. As soon as he turns on the car's lights, the elf falls down and faints for a while. His mom says that Lucas was right. This is an elf, and we have to call the police and show this elf. But before they could do anything, the elf came to his senses, and he starts roaring out of anger. He was actually calling his friends by shouting, "Who come there?" The next moment, they all had weapons in their hands. They were also very angry and wanted to kill them. Seeing those elves, these people go inside the house to save their lives. But they attacked them badly. They break the windows and start getting inside. They started beating them badly. Although their feet were small, but they were picking them up and throwing them as if they were small toys. But they don't give up. Even with difficulty, they try to compete with them. Lucas was scaring them with a lamp, when his sister attacks them with a lamp. Similarly, Bill and his wife were also beating them. Then Lucas saw that Maine elf who used to live in his barn. Lucas goes to him and apologizes, and says that you were my friend, and remember your promise. But then Lucas's sister sets the elf's beard on fire, because of which he gets scared and jumps out. And after seeing that, everyone else also left from there. Seeing this, he felt like we were saved, but the elf was not one of those who give up so soon. They get inside again and attack, to save themselves. They reach the kitchen. The elves also start trying to get inside, That means they got stuck here badly. But suddenly, the car lights go on the elves. They get scared and run away from here. Actually, it was the sheriff who came here to report them. Seeing that, everyone gets very happy. Bill's wife says that you call the police team, because we have been attacked. Sheriff says that it will take time for the team to come. You guys tell me who attacked you. When Lucas's mom says that Elves sheriff doesn't believe, in fact, she starts laughing. She says that it's a good joke. You guys are not drunk. But these people still try to make Sheriff understand, but she doesn't listen. Then Sheriff hears a voice from outside when she came to check outside. Seeing this, she was shocked to see that an elf was driving her car. She couldn't believe her eyes, but before she could do anything, the elf hits the car with her, due to which Sheriff dies. She turns into pieces. Seeing this, they get inside the house again, but we saw that an elf gets the sheriff's gun. Now these people had come to the upper floor. Everyone was very nervous, especially Bill. He tells Lucas that if an elf has bitten me, then do this, kill me, because I don't want to be like them. Lucas says, "Dad, what are you talking about? They are elves, not zombies, so nothing will happen to you." Now the elves came downstairs. They start roaming around the whole house. They even drink alcohol and party, but without music and light. On top of that, the family started talking to each other. Bill apologizes to them that I am responsible for all this. Because of me, you have to see all this. But these people calm Bill down and encourage him. Bill says that we have to go to the police station and get help ourselves. That's why Bill and Lucas run away from the window. She took the snow cart and started going from here. But some elves chase them, and they attack them with blades. The elves running around the house start trying to go up, but they start throwing bombs at the elves. Now she stops the elves for a while, but now they start getting inside through the chimney. Bill's wife tells her daughter to run away. Her daughter jumped out of the window while Bill's wife starts fighting the elves. Bill's daughter started running, but the elves had seen her. That's why they follow her. And as soon as she fell, they catch her and take her to the jungle with them. Bill's wife killed 2 elves. She came down the stairs silently. She sees that all the elves are sleeping after being drunk. She takes her phone and calls Sam because Bill and Lucas went to his house. She tells him that those elves took our daughter. She also starts screaming, with which the call gets cut. Bill tells Sam everything and says that we are with you, that we need help. Sam agrees, and these people come to Bill's house with his car. Sam comes there and sees that there is a lot of destruction here. He asks these people, "What did you do? Why did the elves get so angry?" Lucas says that we broke all those rules. We did everything they didn't like. After that, they go to a tunnel made in the barn. This underground tunnel was spread all over the area, which was actually the house of the elves. Sam tells them that humans and elves have been friends for centuries. We feed them and live well with them, so they are good to us and also protect us. So it would be better if we make friends with them again. Hearing this, Bill got angry. He says that they killed my friend. They killed Sheriff. They treated us so badly. What? They treated us so badly. What kind of friendship are you talking about? Sam explains to him what else to do. You want us to have enmity with the elves. They kill us, we kill them. This process will never end like this. We have to convince them and make peace with them. After that, they went ahead in the tunnel. They see that the elves have captured Bill's wife and daughter. They went to save them, but then an elf comes here with a gun. Now Sam talks about friendship, but that crazy elf shoots Sam first, so he fell down and fainted. Meanwhile, the other elves also come here. Meanwhile, Lucas also sees the main elf who lived in their barn. Lucas reminds him of his friendship and apologizes again. This time, the elf felt pity for them, and now he also supports them. He helps them run away from here, but the elves come and surround them. But the main elf tells his head elf to leave them, but the head elf points a gun at him. But there were no bullets in the gun. Then their eyes went up the stairs and they climbed up. Meanwhile, Bill's daughter notices that alcohol has spread around. She has a plan to set fire here. As soon as she sets fire to the paper and throws it down, there is a powerful explosion here, but at the right time they jumped with the main elf, which saved their lives. while all the other elves are killed. Then some more elves come here with Sam, whose anger had cooled down. Sam tells them that these elves want peace. That is peace. That's why they saved me and brought me here. These people see that the main elf was very sad, because his house was burnt. Lucas sees this and says that he can live with us. Hearing this, Bill says no, impossible. But then they think of Sam's store. That's why everyone goes there with the elf. And Sam agreed to give that place to the elf. Showing his museum, he tells the elf that this is your new home today. You can live here comfortably. With this, the elf was very happy. Sam promises him that I will always take care of you, and I will never do anything to bother you. The elf also says that I will not do anything like that. I will always protect you. I will do everything so to make you happy. By making this promise, they become very happy with each other and plan to live with love always. And with this movie story ends here.